All good. Murray, Gary is off today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We will get to those stories in a moment, but first let's get a check of that forecast. And man, it was just like late July yesterday,
yes.
In the 80s, and some serious issues down in the southern tier or southern part of our viewing area, I should say, with those forest fires. So
yes.
Any relief for those folks at all? Or?
Well, so as we continue to see really low humidity, it's going to spread, but it's not going to be windy today, so it should be a little bit better because it was a little bit windy yesterday. Yesterday it was really hot outside. I went for a run and it did feel like July. It was really hot.
So what's in store for today?
So today it's going to be warm again, low 80s, and we are going to be seeing a little bit cooler weather coming in for the weekend. So it's still pretty mild to start. We're mostly in the 50s, almost near 60 degrees for some of us, 58 degrees in Whitesboro and 59 degrees in Richfield Springs. Today is going to be very similar to yesterday. We will remain dry on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but we will be seeing sunshine, highs in the low 80s again. It's just not going to be breezy at all. So another hot day. We do have a record high of 84 degrees. It is possible we could break that today as we see sunshine. This weekend it will be generally nice, a little bit cooler with highs in the 70s, so it should feel a little bit better outside, not as hot. And then next week we do get cooler. We drop back down to the 40s and 50s. So for today, expect sunshine, highs in the low 80s, but not really any wind. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, so get out and enjoy it. Thanks, Hannah. Well, let's get right to it.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with kind of a hazy sky this morning, but it's already pretty mild and we will be hot again today. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, kind of a hazy sky to start. It's not too chilly outside. We're in the 40s and 50s once again, with highs today expected to reach the low 80s. So stepping out the door, probably do need a light jacket or a sweatshirt. We have 57 degrees in Whitesboro, 48 degrees in Big Moose and Westmoreland. And if we take a look to the south, 50 degrees in Cooperstown, 43 degrees in Hamilton. But we will remain dry, though. This is our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we're not really going to be seeing that much wind today. So it actually is going to get warm in the low 80s with sunshine with very little wind, so it's going to feel a little bit hotter than yesterday. But then some clouds do come in for tomorrow and Saturday, or tomorrow and Sunday. We will be seeing partly sunny skies for both of these days, and it does get just a little bit cooler. We'll be seeing highs in the 70s. Then a cold front moves through Sunday night. That brings in rain and cools us down into the 40s and 50s for at least the beginning to middle of next week. So it looks like this weekend is still going to be nice and generally dry. We do look mostly dry for both Saturday and Sunday, but very small chance of a brief shower both Saturday and Sunday afternoon. And it looks like it's very small chance of this. Probably won't even happen, but we did want to mention it in our forecast because we know a lot of people are going to be spending time outside for most of this weekend. So we did just want to mention it. And once again, we do cool down after the weekend, so get outside and enjoy it. Today, we will be in the low 80s, near 80 on Saturday, mid 70s on Sunday, and then we cool down Monday, Tuesday in the 40s and 50s. And then Wednesday in the 50s as well. So for today, expect kind of a hazy sky to start, but we will be seeing sunshine again around noon in the mid 70s. And for the rest of the afternoon, highs in the low 80s could break that record of 84 degrees. Then overnight, we just dropped to the 50s, so not too chilly, and we see an increase in cloud cover. Then tomorrow we will be seeing partly sunny skies. It's still going to be a pretty nice day. We'll be in the mid 70s by noon and near 80 for the high temperature, but here is those passing showers that are possible around 4 p.m. Look to come in south of the Mohawk Valley. But then we dry out for Saturday night into Sunday. We remain mostly dry again on Sunday. We will be seeing extra cloud cover once again, and around noon we'll just be near 70 and in the mid 70s for the high temperature. But then once again, those small areas of green on our skycast, so a passing drizzle is possible. So for today, expect sun, highs in the low 80s, so pretty hot with very little wind. And then we see partly cloudy skies tonight. Tomorrow and Sunday, a brief shower is possible in the afternoon. We still remain warm with a little bit extra cloud cover, and then we cool down next week, Steve.
Unbelievable. And, you know, what was it, last Monday I was in and we were in the it was 20 when we got here in the morning, and now it's going to break record 84 and then back to reality next week.
Yeah,
Wild
unfortunately.
stuff.
I really enjoyed this week.
Yeah, everybody has. So get out and enjoy it because, as we said, reality is coming back. All right, thanks a lot, Hannah. We'll check in again shortly. Time now, 5:24. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
So let's start this half hour with a check of that forecast. And as we mentioned, summer-like weather last few days, and it's going to continue today.
Yes, today and then tomorrow and Sunday will still be warm, and then it cools down next week.
Back to April reality on Monday. So let's not worry about that. We're going to worry about the, or not worry. We're going to enjoy the next couple days, right?
Yes, for sure. So let's take a look now already at the temperatures this morning. We're in the 40s and 50s again, for 58 degrees in Whitesboro and then 48 degrees in Westmoreland. We are dry on our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Today is going to be very similar to yesterday, where we see sunshine and really warm weather, almost hot, with highs reaching the low 80s. It's also possible that we could break a record high today that was set at 84 degrees, so we could break that record today. Generally going to be nice over the weekend. We do see some clouds come in, but it's still going to be in the 70s, and then we get cooler next week. So for today, expect sunshine again, highs reaching the low 80s, no wind today. And I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Don't forget, Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The man suspected of leaking
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. This morning we are measuring 47 degrees at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome. We are kind of seeing like hazy skies this morning, but once again today is going to be another hot day. Highs will reach the low 80s, and then we will be right near 80 again tomorrow. Mid 70s on Sunday, so I would say today, tomorrow, Sunday, it's still going to feel like summer, and then a cold front moves through Monday. That does cool us down next week, back into just the 40s and 50s. So today our record high was set in 1968. It is 84 degrees, so it is possible we could beat that today as we see another hot day with sunshine. A nice weekend ahead. We do see some clouds come in for both Saturday and Sunday, and a very small chance of a passing shower, but otherwise we are really nice over the weekend, more summer-like, and then as we head into Monday, we do cool down to more spring-like weather. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Looking ahead, the finish line of
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some higher level clouds this morning. It's a little bit of a haze, but it's still pretty mild. Let's take a look at downtown Utica as we can see some clouds in the sky to start, but overall going to be another nice and hot summer day as highs approach the record high set back in 1968. It was 84 degrees. We could break that as we reach the low 80s. Temperatures this morning mainly in the 40s and 50s, so probably just need a lighter jacket. 48 degrees in Big Moose and Westmoreland, and then 58 degrees in Whitesboro. If we take a look to the south, we have 48 degrees in Skenevis to start, but it is going to be warm and dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and it's going to be very similar to yesterday, where we will be seeing sunshine, really kind of hot weather, and the only thing that's going to be different is that we're not really going to be seeing any wind today, so it's going to feel a little bit warmer than yesterday. We do see some clouds come in for the weekend, but it still is looking nice and summer-like over the weekend. But then things do change as we head into next week. A cold front approaches Monday, and that cools us down to temperatures right around average for this time of year again. But if you were planning to go out this weekend and enjoy the last bit of the summer weather, it should be a nice weekend. It does look mostly dry. The only reason that we did add showers to the forecast is because we know a lot of people are going to be outside and enjoying this nice weather. So it looks mostly dry for both days. days with partly sunny skies, but a brief shower is possible. Very low chance of this, and it looks to be in the afternoon for both days. So we did just want to point that out, but it does look generally dry and nice with highs near 80 on Saturday and in the mid 70s for Sunday. So make sure you enjoy this warm weather because things do change, as we can see once we head into Monday. A big drop back into the 50s and then even into the 40s on Tuesday. So for today, expect another warm day around noon, already in the mid 70s and in the low 80s for the afternoon. No really any wind today. Then tonight we drop just to the 50s. We see an increase in cloud cover. We will be seeing partly sunny skies tomorrow, so a little bit extra cloud cover. Around noon, we'll already be in the mid 70s and then near 80 for the high temperature again later. But as we can see, here is a look at some of that green coming in on our skycast. It looks to be south of the Mohawk Valley. Then as we head into Sunday, it remains like we are going to be seeing partly sunny skies. It's going to be a little bit cooler, so around noon we'll be right near 70 and in the mid 70s for the high temperature. And then once again, you see that little bit of green on our skycast. A brief shower is possible. So for today, expect sunshine, not really any wind, highs in the low 80s, and tonight we will drop into the 50s. Then tomorrow and Sunday, we see an increase in cloud cover, partly sunny skies. A brief shower is possible for both days in the afternoon, but it's still going to be warm. We cool down next week. Steve.
Unbelievable. And, and it's funny, too, because now record. So 84
Yes.
is the record.
Yes.
Right? And so what time of day should we look? Like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
Like 3 o'clock, I think. When
Okay.
Bill comes in, he'll figure it out. But we have a forecasted high of 83, so it's really possible we could reach it.
Well, and yesterday it got warmer faster, too.
Yes.
So,
Yesterday we reached 83.
wow.
Yes.
Unbelievable. All right. Thanks a lot, Hannah. We'll check in again with you shortly. Well, Matthew McConaughey and yes, I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We will get to those stories in just a moment, but first let's get a check of that forecast. And as I mentioned, as you see behind us, the sun's coming up. It's going to be another beautiful day.
Yes, it's going to be sunny today, highs in the low 80s, so really warm. We could break a record.
Wow, good
Yes,
stuff.
so we'll see.
Yeah, cross your fingers.
Yes, let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We're in the 40s and 50s, but once again, really a big warm up today, low 80s. So we have 57 degrees in Whitesboro and 56 degrees in Richfield Springs. We will remain dry. This is our Yorkville battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, tracking dry conditions and little wind today. So yesterday was a little bit breezy, but little wind today. Today is going to be very similar to yesterday, where it's going to be sunny and it's going to be warm. Temperatures reaching the low 80s. Then we see temperatures continuing to be warm over the weekend. Generally a nice weekend. We do see extra cloud cover come in though, and make sure you enjoy today and the weekend because then we do get cooler next week with some rain on the way. So for today, expect sunshine, highs in the low 80s, little wind. I will talk a little bit more about our weekend forecast coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Let's get right to it. An update on the massive wildfire.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Mountain Ice Paint Gel.
Welcome back. Today's record high temperature was set back in 1968. It was 84 degrees. And today we do have a forecasted high of 83 degrees. So it is very possible if we do see enough sunshine that we will break this record today, as it is going to get very, very warm this afternoon with our highs once again in the low 80s. So if you are going to be outside at all and you burn easily, I would definitely wear sunscreen between the hours of noon and 3 p.m. if you are going to be outside at all during that time. UV index is going to be pretty high today. We are at a level 7. But if you do have asthma or any respiratory issues, I would just be careful spending time outside today because the National Weather Service has issued an air quality alert for Oneida, Otsego, Madison, and Chenango counties for higher amounts of ozone, a higher air quality index, a higher ozone level. So if you are sensitive to that, be careful spending time outside today. Steve.
All right, good advice, Hannah, especially on the sunscreen. And if you do have respiratory issues, just watch out for the ozone. Good advice there. Thank you. Well, 4 million people still.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with some sun again this morning, and it is going to be another kind of hot day ahead. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. A little bit of cloud cover, but still a really nice morning, pretty mild with our temperatures in the 40s and 50s according to our sky watchers. We do have 55 degrees in Deerfield and 50 degrees in New Hartford. And if we do take a look to the south, we have 52 degrees in Hartwick and in Cooperstown. So pretty mild to start already. And today we are going to be very warm, hot once again, like yesterday in the low 80s. So today is going to be very similar to yesterday. We will remain dry on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we will be seeing mostly sunny skies. The only thing that's different though is that we will not be seeing any wind today. It's going to be calm wind speeds, so it's probably going to feel even a little bit warmer than what we did see yesterday. Sunshine is expected again, and then we do see clouds come in for the weekend. Partly sunny skies for tomorrow and Sunday, so a little extra cloud cover comes in, and it's not going to be as hot as it has been the past 2 days, but still a generally nice weekend ahead. So make sure you enjoy today, tomorrow, Sunday, because the cooler weather and rain returns for early next week. So if you were planning to spend time outside this weekend, it should be nice for that. The only reason that we did add some rain to our 7-day for both days is because there's a really small chance of a brief passing shower both Saturday and Sunday afternoon, and we only added this on our 7-day because we know a lot of us are going to be outside enjoying the weekend, enjoying the nice weather. So that's why we did add that. Very small chance of this, and it does look mostly dry. Highs near 80 tomorrow and in the mid-70s on Sunday. And then we have a cool down coming in. So after Sunday, we see a cold front move in for Monday, drops us to the 50s, even into the 40s on Tuesday. So for today, expect sunshine again, right in the mid-70s at noon, near and in the low 80s for the high temperature today. Could possibly break our record high of 84 degrees. Then overnight, we see an increase in cloud cover with the low just in the 50s. Another mild start tomorrow morning. We'll be in the 50s. Around noon, we'll be in the mid-70s. But once again, if we're looking here, we see more clouds. Late in the afternoon, there are those brief showers. They're just south of the Mohawk Valley. That is possible, so we did add that on the 7-day. Then as we head into Sunday, we are mostly dry again. We see more clouds. Highs are just going to be in the mid-70s, so around 70 at noon, mid-70s, and then there's those areas of drizzle possible. So for today, expect sun, low 80s, no wind, and tonight will be in the 50s. Tomorrow and Sunday, we will be still warm in the 70s. We see extra cloud cover come in with a brief shower possible both days in the afternoon, and cooler weather next week. Steve.
All right, so back to reality next week, but we've got a good 72 hours of really, really good stuff. I was like really cool stuff, really good stuff coming on, and we'll take advantage of it.
Yes, we will.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Hannah. Well, be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow later is now, as I'm Steve McMurray and
Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
That's right. So let's go right to that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. I said, another beautiful day on tap, and you can see behind us, it's already looking great out there. And what's coming up next?
Yes. So today we'll reach the low 80s. It's possible that we could break the record, which was 84 today. So it is possible we could do that if we see enough sun.
Okay.
And then the weekend's going to be nice too.
All right, and then we won't talk about Monday.
Yeah, I don't want to look at Monday.
For many reasons, but especially with the weather.
Yes. So let's take a look now at the temperatures. We're in the 40s and 50s. 47 degrees in Westmoreland, 53 degrees in Whitesboro and Earlville. So probably need a light jacket heading out the door, but then it's going to reach the 80s today. Today is going to be very similar to yesterday with sunshine, low 80s and low humidity. This is our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We will remain dry. The only thing that's going to be different is we're not going to be seeing any wind today. So it's going to be another hot day. It's probably going to feel a little bit warmer than yesterday with no wind. Generally nice this weekend. We'll remain in the 70s, but we will be seeing extra clouds coming in, and then we do get cooler next week back into the 40s and 50s. So for today, expect sunshine, low 80s, no wind. I will talk a little bit more about the change in the weather coming next week. Coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks. Don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, the man suspected of
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Right now we're measuring 46 degrees at the Gravis Park Airport in Rome, and we are seeing sunshine and calmer wind speeds. Today is going to be another day like yesterday with sun and really warm weather as highs reach the low 80s, and it's still going to remain warm over the weekend, near 80 tomorrow and in the mid 70s Sunday. We will be seeing extra cloud cover come in for both of these days though, and then a cold front approaches on Monday. That brings rain and it cools us down into the 40s and 50s, so right back to around and even below average next week. So another hot day today, low 80s. It is possible we could break our record high set back in 1968, which was 84 degrees, so it is possible we could break that. Generally a nice weekend ahead. It's going to be mostly dry with more clouds coming in. A passing shower is possible, but it does look mostly dry, and then we cool down next week. Steve.
All right, Hannah, thank you. Looking ahead, this Saturday marks 10 years since
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are starting out with sunshine this morning, and it is going to be sunny and hot once again this afternoon. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, some sun, a little bit of cloud cover, but overall really nice morning. Most of us are in the 40s and 50s according to our sky watchers. We do have 55 degrees in Deerfield and 50 degrees in New Hartford. If we take a look to the south, we have 45 degrees in Evanston and 48 degrees in Milford. So a mix of the 40s and 50s this morning. Probably need a jacket or a sweatshirt when heading out the door, but don't need that later as we do get really warm again with highs in the low 80s. So Nala and her neighbor Kobe today, really excited about that. Kobe looks a little tired though. He's mad at Nala for waking him up, so he's swatting, but he's happy now because we will be seeing some sunshine and warm weather, so they can sunbathe through the window once again. Today is going to be very similar to yesterday. We will remain dry on our Yorkville battery. Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar will reach the 80s with sun, but the only difference is that there's going to be very little wind today, so it probably is going to feel a little bit warmer than yesterday as we don't really have that wind. We do remain pretty warm over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Highs near 80 tomorrow again and in the mid 70s on Sunday. We did add rain to the forecast though. This is only because we know a lot of us are going to be outside enjoying this warm weather, and it is very possible that we could be seeing just a passing shower, even just a passing drizzle, both Saturday and Sunday afternoon. It generally looks dry for most of the day, but there is that really small chance we could be seeing that passing shower for both of these days. That's why we did add the rain to the forecast, but it still looks like a nice weekend. A little bit extra cloud cover, still summer-like and warm. It is going to cool down next week though, so let's enjoy today, tomorrow, and Sunday. A cold front approaches on Monday. That drops us down to the 50s, even into the 40s on Tuesday. So for today, expect highs to reach the low 80s. Around noon, we'll be in the mid 70s. Later afternoon, low 80s. We could break that record high of 84 degrees. And then tonight, we remain mild in the 50s. We do see some clouds tomorrow. We will be seeing partly sunny skies. We'll reach mid 70s again at noon and near 80 for the high temperature, but there's that passing shower, definitely possible, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. That's going to be later Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Then on Sunday, we look to be partly sunny again with some clouds. We will just reach the mid 70s, and there are those areas of green. A few light areas of drizzle are possible. So for today, expect sunshine, low 80s. We could break that record high. And then tonight we drop just to the 50s. We will be seeing the warm weather continue tomorrow and Sunday. A brief shower is possible both Saturday and Sunday afternoon. But then the real rain comes in next week as we cool down. Steve.
All right, the real rain, reality, all of it coming to fruition, but the next 3 days look A-okay, so
yes.
Enjoy it. We'll take this brief preview of summer while we got it.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Hannah. Well, Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this Friday morning at 7 a.m. I'm Steve McMurray. Gary has the day off.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We'll get to all your news in a moment, but first let's get a first check of the forecast.
So it's going to be really nice today. Very similar to yesterday, low 80s, and there is just not going to be any wind, so it's probably going to feel a little bit hotter.
And yeah, exactly, a little hotter, and that breeze did cool down a little bit yesterday, so be careful.
Yes, it's going to be hot, and then there are also some air quality issues, so be careful of that as well. Let's take a look now at the temperatures to start. We are in the 40s and 50s, 44 degrees in Cooperstown, 53 degrees in Earlville. Today is going to be dry, no wind, very similar to yesterday with sunshine though. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We will reach the low 80s. It is very possible to break our record high of 84 degrees if we do see enough sunshine, which it looks like we will. The only thing about today though is that ozone is going to be pretty high, so anyone with respiratory issues might have a little bit of trouble spending too long outside today, so keep that in mind. But it is going to be another hot day, a generally nice weekend with the cooler spring weather coming next week. So for today, expect sunshine, low 80s, and no wind. I will talk a little bit more about the change in this weather pattern coming up, Steve.
All right, Hannah, thanks a lot. Let's get right to it. An update on that wild.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. It is starting out pretty mild this morning and once again going to be a hot day this afternoon. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. We are seeing some cloud cover this morning, but it's still a really nice morning outside, as you probably just need a light jacket or a sweatshirt. The Skywatchers have us in the 40s and 50s, 55 degrees in Deerfield and 50 degrees in New Hartford. If we take a look to the south, we have 48 degrees in Milford and in West Lawrence. We are dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We will be dry for today, and today is going to be very similar to yesterday with sunshine, low 80s, but there is just going to be no wind, so it may feel even a little bit warmer than yesterday. The weekend looks nice as well. We will be near 80 tomorrow and in the mid-70s Sunday. The only reason we did add some rain on our 7th day for both days is because a brief passing shower is possible both Saturday and Sunday afternoon. We did want to point it out because we know a lot of us are going to be outside enjoying the summer-like weather. So it is just something to point out. It doesn't look to be really any rain at all. It's just going to be like a passing shower, even just a passing drizzle. But that is possible for both of these days. And make sure you get outside and enjoy today, tomorrow, Sunday, because then that April weather comes back in next week. A cold front approaches on Monday. We will be in the 50s and even the 40s as we head into Tuesday. So for today, expect temperatures to reach the mid-70s already at noon and in the low 80s for the rest of the afternoon. Our record high today is 84 degrees, and it is possible we could beat that if we do get enough sunshine, which it looks like we will. Overnight, we only drop into the 50s, and we do see an increase in cloud cover. We will be seeing partly sunny skies tomorrow, so a little bit extra cloud cover, mid-70s at noon, and then near 80 for the rest of the afternoon. But here's a look at those passing showers just around 3-4 p.m. south of the Mohawk Valley, and it looks to be through by Saturday evening. Then into Sunday, we remain mild. Sunday morning, we start out in the 50s. We will be seeing partly sunny skies throughout the day. Near 70 at noon and in the lower 70s for the high temperature. And then here's a look at some of those green spots. Some areas of passing drizzle are possible. So for today, expect sunshine, hot weather once again, low 80s, no wind, and then we drop into the 50s overnight. This weekend is going to feel comfortable. We will be near 80 tomorrow, mid-70s on Sunday. A brief passing shower is possible both tomorrow and Sunday afternoon, but then the real rain and cooler weather comes in next week.
Smith, Gary has the afternoon off. Well, it's setting up to be another beautiful day, so get yourself prepared for this sunny Friday and the upcoming weekend. Let's head right over to the Weather Center with meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are tracking another really warm day ahead, just like yesterday, where highs are expected to reach the low 80s. Right now, we are measuring 74 degrees at the Griffith Park Airport in Rome, but the only difference today is that there's no wind. Yesterday, there was a little bit of a breeze. Today, there's no wind, so it probably is going to feel even warmer than yesterday. Across our area, we are seeing 76 degrees in Inland and Westmoreland, 79 degrees in Cooperstown. So overall, really warm one, and it is very possible possible we could break our record high today, which is 84 degrees set back in 1968. So another hot day today. This weekend is going to be generally nice, mostly dry for both Saturday and Sunday, but there is a possibility for a passing shower. Otherwise, still seeing that summer weather, but then we see that spring-like weather come back for next week. So for today, expect sunshine, highs reaching the low 80s, and I will talk a little bit more about the change in this weather pattern coming up, Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. A public health advice.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking another really nice day with sunshine, and it's going to get kind of hot with lows with highs in the low 80s. So let's take a look at downtown Utica. As we can see, another completely sunny day, very, very little cloud cover. The only thing about today is that there's no wind, so it actually should feel a little bit warmer than even what it felt like yesterday. And according to our sky watchers, most of us in the mid to upper 70s already at this point. We have 74 degrees in Old Forge and in 79 degrees in Mohawk and Otsego already at noon. High temperatures look to reach the low 80s today. So Nala and her neighbor really excited about that. Today she is saying hi to Kobe. He looks like he doesn't want to be bothered this afternoon. He's swatting at Nala, but they are excited that it's going to be sunny and warm, and they'll stay through the window and sunbathe for the rest of the day. And today it actually looks like we could break a record. So we have our 83 degrees for the high temperature that we did forecast today. The record high for today is 84 degrees. That was set back in 1968. So it is pretty likely, and there is a really good chance that we could break this record today, as we are seeing sunny skies and really warm weather. Dry conditions on our Yorkville batteries from Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And then once again, no wind today, so it should feel a little bit hotter than what it felt like yesterday. The only thing is that if you are going to be outside, if you have already any respiratory issues or asthma or anything like that, be careful. We do have an air quality alert for Oneida, Southern Herkimer, Madison, Chenango, and Otsego counties for higher amounts of ozone and pollutant in the air. So just be careful of that. If you do already have any respiratory issues or are sensitive to this, it might not be wise to be outside for too long. This weekend looks nice as well. It looks to be sunny. The only reason that we did add the shower for Saturday and Sunday is because it is possible for a brief period in the afternoon we could be seeing a passing shower for both of these days, but it still looks to be a nice weekend with highs in near 80 tomorrow and in the mid 70s on Sunday. So let's take a look on our Skycast. Today it is possible we could break our record high with sunshine for the rest of the day, and then we only drop into the 50s tonight. We do see extra cloud cover coming in tomorrow. It looks like higher level clouds already near 70 degrees at noon and in the upper 70s for the high temperature. But here at 4 p.m. we are starting to see passing showers are possible, and they are showing up on the Skycast. That clears out and we do remain dry into Sunday, but we will be seeing more clouds moving in. Temperatures on Sunday are only going to range in the 60s to lower 70s, and then once again, a few areas of drizzle are possible Sunday afternoon. So for today, expect highs to reach the low 80s, really warm, no wind as well. And tonight we only drop into the 50s. Tomorrow and Sunday still look nice and summer-like. We'll be near 80 tomorrow and in the 70s on Sunday for the high. But for both these days, a brief passing shower is possible in the afternoon. But the good news is that the lots of rain does hold off until Monday. That's when we start to cool down as a cold front approaches and does bring widespread rain for Monday and Tuesday. Katrina.
Thank you, Hannah. Enjoy these temperatures while we have them. Treating hearing loss. Beautiful day outside. Once again, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
We are tracking another warm day as high temperatures are expected to reach the low 80s. Right now we have 74 degrees being measured at the Rivers Park Airport in Rome. It is going to get warmer, and it's probably going to feel a little bit hotter than yesterday because the winds are calm today. Yesterday we saw a little bit of a breeze. Today we're seeing sunshine, warm weather, and calmer wind speeds. And across our area we already have 79 degrees in Little Falls, 76 degrees in Earlville and Cooperstown, 77 degrees in Inlet, Westmoreland, and in Whitesboro. So another hot afternoon is expected, definitely feeling a lot more like summer. This weekend looks generally nice and mostly dry for both Saturday and Sunday. Still in the 70s. There's a possibility of a passing shower both Saturday and Sunday afternoon. But let's make sure we enjoy these next couple of days because next week that cooler weather makes a return right on Monday. So for today, expect sunshine, the low 80s, little to no wind. And I will talk a little bit more about this change in the weather pattern coming up. Katrina.
Thank you, Hannah. Decision 2020.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is another beautiful day across our area, really warm, with highs expected to reach the low 80s. Let's take a look at downtown Utica. Once again, sunny skies, little to no cloud cover this afternoon. It may actually feel a little bit warmer today than yesterday because yesterday we saw a little bit of a breeze. Today we are not expecting to see any wind. According to our sky watchers, most of us are in the mid to upper 70s already at this point. 74 degrees in Old Forge and 79 degrees in Otsego and in Mohawk already at noon. Highs are expected to reach the low 80s. We do have a forecasted high of 83 degrees, but the record high for this day, set with 1968, is 84 degrees. So it is very possible, and we do have a very good chance of reaching and surpassing this record today as we continue to see sunshine. We are dry on our Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and once again, no wind if we look on our radar and satellite. It's going to be another hot day, definitely feeling a little bit more like June or July rather than April. If you are going to spend time outside, though, just be careful if you do have already any respiratory issues or asthma or anything like that. The National Weather Service does have an air quality alert in effect for Oneida, Southern Herkimer, Madison-Shenango, and Otsego counties due to higher amounts of ozone and pollution. So be careful of that if you do have any underlying issues or if you are sensitive to that. But the good news is that the weekend looks nice as well. We will be near 80 tomorrow and in the 70s on Sunday. The only reason we did add rain to the forecast is because it looks like a passing shower is possible both tomorrow and Sunday afternoon. Not a big deal, not all rain, just a passing shower or two, even just a few areas of drizzle are possible Saturday and Sunday afternoon. Otherwise, it will be dry and warm with partly sunny skies. So on our Skycast for the rest of today, we will reach the low 80s with little to no cloud cover. Then tonight we only drop into the 50s and we start to see some clouds move in. Tomorrow we will be seeing extra cloud cover. It looks like it will be partly sunny. Around noon we'll be near 70 and in the later afternoon in the mid to upper 70s. And there's those passing showers. Looks to come in around 3-4 p.m. Looks to be south of the Mohawk Valley, and then it looks to end in the evening, but there is a very small chance of this. Heading into Sunday, we remain mild, starting out in the 60s in the morning, just reaching the mid to upper 60s at noon, and then there's those areas of green, light drizzle is possible Sunday afternoon. So for today, expect highs in the low 80s, possibly record-breaking, as it is really warm. And we only drop to the 50s tonight. We see an overall nice weekend with some sun and warm weather continuing, but then we do cool down to more seasonable weather as the rain comes in on Monday. Katrina.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Virtual restaurants.
The forecast tonight, we bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis to get us set for the weekend. Oh, I don't even know how to describe how awesome today was. That's how awesome it was.
Yeah, very warm day. Sunny, absolutely beautiful afternoon. Cool in the morning, warm in the afternoon, very low humidity, and that's the difference maker. Our current temperature is 83 degrees. We came very close to the record high, 84. It could have happened between hours, but so far we have not broken or tied it. With the low humidity, actually feels less than the air temperature. How about that for a change? Our relative humidity is 18%. This is the type of weather that helps fires spread, but we don't have the wind today, so that is some good news. The air quality is not great today. We have higher levels of ozone. If you suffer from if you're sensitive to changes in the air quality, today is going to be one of those days where you might notice it. We're expecting the air quality to improve, though, as we head into the weekend. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's looking dry. Our weather headlines, some shower chances over the weekend, very small chances. both Saturday and Sunday. The bigger story is the cooler weather that will inevitably return as we head into early next week. Sunny and warm this evening, temperatures in the 70s. We are tracking that cooler weather early next week. Looking at that temperature trend coming out. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Authorities are investigating a crash.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking warm weather that will continue into the weekend. Let's take a look at the weekend forecast. A brief shower is possible both Saturday and Sunday, but I don't want that to scare you away from doing anything outside. I think both days will be fabulous and very comfortable, considering this is April. Really can't go wrong here. We'll talk more about the timing of these showers and the coverage here in just a second. Live look outside. This is our Utica National Tower Cam overlooking We're looking Cooperstown. A lovely day across central New York. The flag not moving around very much. A lot less wind today. The sun won't be quite as strong tomorrow. It'll be behind a few clouds. So the UV index at a 4 tomorrow. Still, you want to wear sunscreen if you're going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. It's a good habit to get into as we get into the summer months here, as that sun angle continues to get stronger and stronger. Dry across the area this evening. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are very warm. Whitesboro 83 degrees, Dolgeville 85, 87 in Little Falls, Westmoreland 84, Sherburne 88 degrees, Cooperstown 87, and Skenevis checking in with 83. And it's in a low humidity environment, so it's not quite as uncomfortable as it would be, say, in July or August. Great weather to take the dog out for a walk. If you don't like the warmth, just wait a little while, especially towards sunset. Temperatures will cool off quickly. We'll dive into the 70s throughout the course of this evening. Tonight's featured dog is Remington from Newport. If you want to be part of this, head to Bill's Buddies on Facebook. That's where you can go to submit pictures for this segment of the newscast. The radar and satellite image, we are tracking weather to the south. There's a very weak disturbance moving along the east coast. Notice the scattered nature of these showers. A small piece of this will work its way northward tomorrow. And again, that gives us that very small chance of a shower as we head into Saturday afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, partly cloudy, overnight lows in the mid-50s, a mild night, but you can leave the windows open, cool off the house. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies, temperatures climb into the upper 60s to low 70s by lunchtime. And again, a very small chance of a shower. I know Skycast has this pinned in Madison County, but it really could be anywhere in our region. We could see one or two of these as we head into the afternoon and evening. We're dry heading into Saturday night. And then Sunday, we start out with a mix of sunshine and clouds. A few scattered showers are possible in the afternoon. They look to be light and not really a game changer here. A better chance for rain arrives as we head into Monday. Mild tonight, down to 55 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a brief shower, and a high temperature of 80. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather does cool down next week. That front arrives on Monday, bringing us widespread rain, 58 degrees. It's breezy, it's chilly on Tuesday and Wednesday, some scattered rain showers. But then we turn the corner, we're climbing into the 60s Thursday and into the low 70s, looking ahead to next Friday. And coming up in the next half hour, we're talking about the record high for today's date and how close we got to that.
All right, I'm excited because it's been beautiful. I know things are going to change. We're not going to talk about that right now. All right, thanks.
Sounds
Bill.
good.
Done with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Okay, how close were we to a record?
1 degree.
Oh!
1 degree.
One.
So close. It might have happened between hours because we take hourly measurements out of Griffiths in Rome, but we won't know that until 8 o'clock this evening.
Gotcha.
So for now, an unofficial high of 83, the record high 84. So it was close. We still might end up tying that, just depending on, again, what happens between hours, and we'll keep you posted. We'll have an update tonight at 10 and 11. The weather pattern is going to cool off as we head into next week. We're looking at some chilly weather Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But then, as we look ahead, the weather pattern flips around. It's going to get warm again here as we head into the following weekend. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of swings in the temperature here, going from above average to below average to above average. It's going to be a little bit of a wild ride here over the next couple of days. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. And it's going to be a beautiful evening here in central New York. The warm weather continues into the weekend, but there are a couple of very small shower chances to talk about, too. A look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Torrential downpours. With the forecast at 6, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Very warm day today. Temperatures once again hitting 80 degrees. It's currently 82 at Griffiths and Rome. Very low humidity in the air. Plenty of sunshine. The warmth is going to continue as we head into the weekend. Air quality is not great today. We're seeing some higher levels of ozone in the air, and if you are sensitive to this, you might notice it. You might want to take it easy today. The levels of ozone, the air quality will be improving as we head into the weekend, and especially early next week. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. Our weather headlines, the warm weather again continuing into the weekend. Very small chances for showers both Saturday and Sunday. A few of us may see that, and we'll talk more about it coming up. Much cooler weather and rain, widespread rain is expected as we head into early next week. Sunny, warm, and very pleasant this evening. Temperatures will be in the 70s. We're tracking that weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Road work on Champlain Ave in York.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
We've got a great weekend of weather in store across central New York. The warmth is going to continue both Saturday and Sunday. Let's take a look at the weekend forecast. Notice that both Saturday and Sunday have some showers showing up. And I want to talk about this. Both days, it's a very small risk, and it looks isolated. In other words, don't cancel your outdoor plans. Should be great weather both Saturday and Sunday. If you are going to be out Saturday or Sunday, be on the lookout for these in the afternoon. Again, most of us stay dry both days. It's going to be warm Saturday and Sunday. We're up to 80 Saturday, 75 on Sunday. We'll see more cloud cover over the weekend compared to all the sunshine that we've been enjoying over the past couple of days. The nice weather has caused the pollen count to skyrocket, with spring getting off to such an early start. The levels remaining high over the weekend, but with some rain in the forecast, the levels start to come down here as we head into Monday, and especially early next week. I think we'll see some relief from the high levels of pollen here for the middle of the week. Live look at our Utica National Tower Cam. A lovely evening in Cooperstown. You can see the flag hardly moving. It's dry, but there's less wind today, so the fire danger is a little bit lower compared to where it was earlier in the week. The UV index coming down tomorrow with more clouds than sunshine at times. It's still high enough where you want to get into the habit of wearing sunscreen as the sun continues to get stronger over the next several weeks. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. It's a lovely evening. John and Skylar checking in with 83 degrees, as well as Jeff and Mohawk. Old Forge, Bill with 81. Bob and Clinton, 84. Across Southern Valleys, a very warm day. Morris, 84 degrees. Cassville, 81. And Westford checking in with 80 degrees. High pressure has been driving our weather lately, but things start to change. We look to the south. This area of shower activity is going to very slowly lift to the north. Notice that this is very scattered in nature. That's the type of weather we're going to see as we head into the weekend. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, partly cloudy skies. We're down into the 50s. You can open up the windows going to bed tonight. Some natural air conditioning here. Tomorrow, a lovely day. Again, a mix of sunshine and clouds. In the afternoon, the slight chance of a shower. And I know in Skycast, it shows up in a very specific area. This could be really anywhere across central New York where we can see that pop-up shower. High temperatures close to 80 degrees. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. Heading into Sunday, also the chance of a pop-up shower in the afternoon and evening. But again, most of the day looks dry and pleasant with temperatures in the 70s. Mild tonight down to 55. A warm and pleasant Saturday. Again, that slight chance of a shower, a high of 80. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Widespread rain on Monday as the cold front arrives. We're into the 50s. It gets much chillier Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs only in the 40s. Overnight lows falling to near freezing both Tuesday and Wednesday nights. And then we start to warm up again as we head into the end of next week. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. It's Hockey Night in Utica. Joining us. It's been an amazing weather week. No question. We've been spoiled, but I think we deserve it. And we're not done yet either. Great weekend on tap. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis here with a first look at the weekend forecast.
Yeah, that's right, Jason. It's going to be a nice weekend here. If you really haven't had a lot of time to spend outdoors, maybe just work, related. We're going to be looking at great weather for the weekend. A lovely sunset this evening. This picture from Joe in West Frankfort. Very colorful skies, lots of pinks, some of those high clouds giving us those colors. This picture from Fred and Skylar. Again, some great colors this evening. Current temperature 64 degrees, and we'll cool it off quickly with dry air in place. Temperatures tend to free fall. We're dry out there on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Warm weather continues through the weekend. We have a few isolated showers to track for tomorrow and Sunday afternoon, and it does get a lot cooler here as we head into early next week. Tonight, mild overnight lows in the 50s. We are tracking a lovely weekend here in central New York. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Comets fans packed the
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We are tracking the weather over the weekend, and both days should be much warmer than average. We're going to see a continuation of the warmth. However, both days also feature a brief shower. I think Saturday will have a slightly higher chance of a pop-up shower, maybe a rumble of thunder in the afternoon time. On Sunday, the chance is very low, just an isolated shower, a high of 75. Overall, it should be a very nice weekend to get out and enjoy. This is a time lapse of our downtown camera in Utica overlooking on the Nexus Center, looking to the west this evening. It's a time lapse of the sunset, high clouds making for very colorful sky. And we're looking at mostly clear skies here as we head into tonight. High today, officially 83. We missed the record high by 1 degree. Set back in 1968, that record will stand. Going to bed tonight, comfortable. You can leave the windows open after such a warm day. You can cool off the house. Looking at temperatures into the low 50s here tonight. That also will, the dry air is also going to mean we'll have a continuation of pollen in the sky. It's not until Monday that some rain arrives that we'll start to see some lowering of the pollen in the air. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. Our temperature trend, again, very warm over the next few days, but we do have some cooler weather in sight. A cold front will arrive as we head into Monday, and that's going to cause some change. A weak disturbance in the atmosphere to our south and east has been producing some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. A small piece of this will lift to the north tomorrow and give us at least the chance for a few passing showers in the afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, we're down into the mid-50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies. Temperatures climb into the upper 70s. The chance of a pop-up shower or storm tomorrow afternoon, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop down into the mid-50s. Nice on Sunday, a mix of sunshine and clouds. Again, also a slight chance of a shower. Temperatures in the mid-70s. Mild tonight down to 55. Tomorrow, temperatures climb to near 80, partly sunny skies, the chance of a pop-up shower, maybe a rumble of thunder. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. That cold front arrives Monday, widespread rain, 58 for the high. It's breezy, it's chilly on Tuesday and Wednesday in the 40s during the day. The overnight lows approaching freezing. So that's why we really stress wait to plant at least anything sensitive, because we could still get frost this time of the year.
Yeah, it's still early. We're still in April here.
I know. It's easy to forget after a week like this.
I'd love to forget that. All right, thanks, Bill. Happening tomorrow, Vernon Downs Racetrack, for joining us. It's been an amazing weather week for sure. No question, we've been spoiled, but I think we deserve it. And we're not done yet. Great weekend on tap. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Yeah, we got some nice weather as we head into the weekend. For those of you that haven't been able to get outside too much this week, you do have the weekend here. The weather is going to continue to stay warm. Let's take a look outside from this sunset taking place just a few hours ago. This picture from Joe in West Frankfort. Some gorgeous colors here. Another great shot from Fred and Skylar. Again, a very colorful sunset from high clouds that have rolled into the region. Our current temperature is 62 degrees. Comfortable outside. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's clear. The warm weather continues through the weekend. I want to track some isolated showers and talk more about them both Saturday and Sunday. Not a large chance, but I think it could impact your outdoor plans. We are looking at much cooler weather as we head into early next week. Tonight, mild down to 55. Again, tracking a lovely weekend. A look at that forecast is coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Comets fans
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking a very lovely weekend. It's going to stay warm Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures near 80 on Saturday, 75 Sunday. There's going to be the chance of a brief shower or maybe a pop-up thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, especially south of the Mohawk Valley, and a very small chance of one on Sunday too. So if you have outdoor plans, enjoy it. The weather's going to be great, but just keep in mind it may not be 100% dry the entire weekend. Here's a live look, well, what was once a live look in downtown Utica. This is a time lapse of the sunset. You can see a very colorful sky as the high clouds moved across the area. And again, just a lovely evening here in central New York. A very summer-like day. Temperatures made it to 83 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. We missed tying the record by 1 degree. The record's 84, set back in 1968, and that is one that will stand. Looking at the forecast going to bed tonight with such warm weather, you might want to air out the house, open up the windows. It's going to be comfortable tonight. Temperatures drop down into the 50s. But for those of you that suffer from allergies, you might want to keep the windows closed because we're going to have high levels of pollen in the air over the next couple of days. It's not until Monday that we'll see rain, and that will start to lower the levels of pollen. We've had such an early start to spring with such warm weather around. This is unusual to see pollen levels this high this early. Dry across the region on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, a warm weekend. Next week, it's back to average. In fact, a little cooler than average by Tuesday and Wednesday. Some clouds are starting to approach from the south. There is a weak disturbance to our south and east, or south and west, I should say. This is going to lift to the north. This will be responsible for giving us at least that chance of a pop-up shower or storm this weekend. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, partly cloudy skies, overnight lows drop down into the 50s. Tomorrow, a mix of sunshine and clouds. Not as sunny as the past couple of days, but still very nice and warm. Temperatures will be near 70 at noon. We're into the upper 70s in the afternoon. Again, here's the chance of a pop-up shower or storm in the afternoon. Best bet would be south of the Mohawk Valley. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop down into the 50s. It looks nice on Sunday, too. A mix of sunshine and clouds. Again, a very small chance of a pop-up shower late in the day. Mild tonight, 55 for the low. Tomorrow, again, that brief shower in the afternoon, a high of 80. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Weather cools down next week. Monday, widespread rain, 58. It's chilly Tuesday and Wednesday with temperatures in the 40s, breezy conditions. Overnight lows get very close to freezing, so something to keep in mind. I hope you didn't plant anything yet. Because,
you want to, but it's just too early.
I know, and this weather really kind of throws you out of whack, but hold off on that.
Speaking of this weather, have we seen a stretch of 70s and 80s this early for this long in... I can't remember.
March, I think it was 2012. It was a while ago. March 2012, we had a stretch of weather. It was the earliest we ever hit 80, which is probably the most similar, and that was even earlier than what we saw now. So it's not unprecedented.
I knew he would know. All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, weather like